Tea time with Julia. Baby daddy's girlfriend texted me. Now, let me give you a little backstory so that this text makes more sense. So, I found out I was pregnant. He was pressuring for an abortion. I said no, that just wasn't sitting right with me. Told him I was going to keep the baby. Ever since that day, he has not wanted anything to do with his child. He wasn't there for any portion of the pregnancy. Nothing. Me, being a single mom, doing what's best for my family, I get on benefits. The state doesn't like that I'm using their money and that he's not, helping out. So they decide to sue me and him for child support. I was served. A police officer came to my door and handed me this, court paperwork saying that you are sued by the state of Idaho. The trial takes about a year. A long time. Okay, this stuff is slow. I tried to get his rights terminated. Turns out that's not possible in Idaho unless another legal guardian adopts your child. So we went through a custody battle. I got full custody. He actually gave it over to me because he didn't want any visitation. A decree was made. I have full physical and legal custody. He's required to pay a small amount of child support every month, and he has to back pay until the date that we were served, which is, like 6 months ago at this point. After the trial went through and he realized, oh, I actually have to pay. He was trying to get my parents to adopt baby and become their legal guardian so that he could get out of paying child support. Of course, I said no. I'm not going to make grandma and grandpa start over again. This is my kid. This is your kid. It's our responsibility. That's just not fair. End of story. Another helpful fact, he does not live in the state anymore. He moved out of state about 2 months after we found out that we were pregnant. Now that you know the helpful information about my situation, let's get into the juicy stuff. So I got this message from his girlfriend last night. Basically, she says that she doesn't want to intrude on my personal life, and then continues to intrude on my personal life, She's asking about the situation, why he can't get his rights revoked. She understands that I don't want my parents to adopt my baby. Yeah. And then she proceeds to ask why I got him involved with child support in the first place, especially if he's never met her. And she says, quote, "My personal opinion is if he should have to pay for a kid he doesn't want, he should at least look into some sorts of custody. If you wanted to do this on your own, I don't get why you don't do it on your own." There's more. That came across a little harsh, and I'm guessing she noticed that, because then she says, and I'm really not trying to be rude, I just feel like I'm being lied to about the situation. I don't want to marry a man who's lying to me, summing it up, and running from his problems, but she also doesn't want him to be getting fucked over because it's not something he wanted, and y'all agreed, and now you're changing what y'all agreed on. Potato. I, of course, responded, being the mature thing to do. I said, interesting meeting you this way. To be honest, your text did come across rude, but I'll answer your question. I didn't go after him for child support. The state of Idaho did, and they served me too. We did go to custody for a custody trial, and he didn't want any visitation. I actually looked into getting his rights terminated. That isn't an option in Idaho. I'm guessing there are too many deadbeat dads out there, and the state is sick of taxing everyone else for the responsibility of these men. I would love to find another father for my child, but that's not an option until I find an amazing man who is willing to support her financially, love her, and adopt her. In her previous message, she said she was trying to judge his character. So this is what I said. If you're trying to judge his character, just reread your message. He's never met his kid and doesn't want anything to do with her. And now he's trying to pawn her off onto my family because he doesn't want to face the fact that he has a child. If that's your kind of man, go for it, honey. Anybody else have these crazy baby daddy drama llama situations, or is it just me?